ready is a strong word.
Bob Gazley. My name is Bob.
No, it's not the title of my speech. My name is Bobby.
Ooh. My name is Bobby. My name is Bobby. Bob Gazley.
Family Feud. It's a television game show, but for some of us, it's reality TV. How about you? Has someone close to you hurt you deeply? A parent, a brother, a sister. Have you said, "That's it! I'm never going to talk to them again"? I know how you feel. I have been there. And because I've been there, I'm begging you, please, don't trade your family for your pride. Stop it, fix it, change it. Right now. Mr. Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, and anyone who's ever been ticked off at kinfolk. At birth, I was named Robert, after the poet Robert Browning. But I was never going to be Robert. To begin with, I was incredibly cute. Now, when a baby named Robert is even a little bit cute, he always becomes Bobby. I think it's a rule. Plus, I had an older cousin who was also named Robert. Lord, he must have been an ugly baby, because he stayed Robert. 2 Roberts was too many. Another reason for me to be Bobby. Now, don't get me wrong, I didn't mind being Bobby until I turned 9. That's when I decided that I was a big kid, and Bobby was for little kids. I decided to upgrade to the adult, sophisticated version of Bobby, Bob. At a family gathering, I announced to everyone that I was now Bob, and nobody listened. Especially not my father. I was his little Bobby. Well, I was about to give up. But then, my cousin Robert mocked me in front of everybody. "Oh, you're just Bobby. You're never going to be anything else." My face turned red as everybody laughed. But something else happened too. The will and resolve of a little boy turned to steel. The idea of a name change had been just that, an idea. But the laughter turned it into a mission, a promise. No more Bobby. I stopped responding to Bobby. If you said, "Hey, Bobby," I kept on walking. I wouldn't do my homework or chores until somebody called me Bob. If my school lunch bag was labeled Bobby, I left it at home and I went hungry. Bobby was dead to this 9-year-old. You know, it took a while, but I won. Stubbornness is a virtue not of us. Even my father gave in. I was officially Bob. In 1986, my father was diagnosed with cancer. He lived for only 4 weeks after learning that he was sick. Now, at the time, he and I were not at all close. Worlds apart. He had let me have my adult name when I was 9. But after I grew up, he wouldn't let me have my adult life. He'd be judgmental, I'd be arrogant. He'd get angry, I'd get angrier. Communication stopped. Little by little, our hearts turned to ice. Before we grew apart, my dad and I used to greet each other the same way every time we met. He would always ask, "Hey, what you up to?" And I'd always say, "About 6'3". It was a lame joke, but my dad laughed every time. We hadn't said that to each other in almost 20 years. Late one night, I went to the hospital to visit. My heart wasn't in it, but Like him or love him or not, my dad was leaving soon. It's midnight, and he's alone. I'll just sneak in while he's sleeping. Shh. Surprise! He wasn't sleeping. When I walked in, his face lit up and he said, "Hi, Bobby!" Oh, wow. I hadn't been called Bobby in decades, had religiously avoided that nickname. And yet, in that place, at that moment, Bobby healed me. The name washed over me like warm spring water, melting that ice in my heart. I don't know why. I don't understand miracles. What I do know is that my dad and I talked till 3 a.m. about how he met my mom, about Little League when I was 8, about Las Vegas, about everything and anything. Silly stuff, significant stuff. Our hearts wouldn't let our tongues stop talking. And the whole time, I was Bobby. As I finally began to leave, my dad looked up and he said, "Hey, what you up to?" Through tears, I said, "About 6'3". He smiled, a huge smile, and he winked. George Bernard Gazley died 36 hours later. But when he did, I had my father back, and my name. I spent almost 20 years satisfying my pride instead of enjoying my father. Please, don't be me. Don't trade your family for your pride. Stop it, fix it, change it, right now. Nice to meet you. My name is Bobby. Thank you.